What's going on, fight fans? Boxing family, what's going on, y'all? Brothers, sisters, everybody. Appreciate y'all for joining the stream. Come on in the stream. Smash the like button. City, state, zip. Let me know where you from. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Shawn Porter, Errol Spence. We got some good news today, man. Y'all come on in the stream. Let me know if you're in the building. Let me know if you can hear me. All that good stuff, man. We're going to chop it up a little bit. Probably about an hour we're going to be in here, man. We got some pretty good news, man. We got some pretty good news. All right. Derek James, trainer of Errol Spence Jr., says on Instagram, he says that Errol Spence already signed the fight, man. So that's good news, man. Shout out to you, Wookie. Wook, what's going on with you, bro? Appreciate you for coming through. GB Young Strike in the building. He says tough fight. You already know, man. Hell yeah, in the building. Y'all let me know where you from, man. City, state, zip. Alright, cool. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Make sure all the technical difficulties is good. Make sure y'all can hear me. Alright, here we go. Shawn Porter. His father, Kenny Porter. Y'all already know what it is. Came out, said Errol Spence Jr. need to sign a contract. Alright. He said he need to sign a contract. They've been waiting on him. They 5 weeks in. They 6 weeks in the camp. And they're waiting on Errol Spence to sign a contract. Somebody lying. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to y'all out there in New Orleans. H-Town in the building, Mr. De Niro. What's going on with you, bro? He says salute. With your boy Porter's camp trying to pull. I don't know, man. They might be trying to wiggle up out of that thing, bro. Nah, but anyway, man, I feel like Jerry Washington, much love to you. Appreciate you. I think what a lot of this has something to do with, man, is it could probably be just trying to add some build up to this fight, in my personal opinion, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Errol Spence and them, they already said it. They already said that Shawn Porter can't sell out a family dinner. They probably feel like, you know, they got to add some more stuff to this fight. All right. Now, Derek James said Errol Spence already signed a contract. Okay, which means that either somebody's lying or somebody telling half truths. And I think a lot of the fans out there, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there believe that it's Kenny Porter that's lying. Now, like I said in my video that I just recently posted, I have no idea how a real boxing contract really looks. I haven't never seen one personally, but I would imagine, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that goes into signing these contracts. And it just baffles me how Kenny Porter, if it's true that Shawn Porter signed the contract and basically agreed to the fight, it baffles me how he says he's waiting on Errol Spence and he didn't know that the contract was signed. So like, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with that, man. You know, maybe somebody trying to pull a stunt and wiggle out of this thing. Maybe they trying to wait and you know, push it to a later date to make it a pay-per-view fight. I mean, we already understand that, you know, after all of this Mikey Garcia, Danny Garcia stuff popped off, when they start talking about pay-per-views for them, you know, that's when I feel like a lot of stuff started getting shaky, man. Because I remember before I did a video about it, they said that this fight was pretty much a done deal. You know what I'm saying? The WBC came out and they basically said that fight was going down. So I feel like, man, we got some pretty good news about this Spence Porter fight. I feel like the fight's still going to happen. But the only problem is, you know, just the date, the venue. You know, some people feel like Shawn Porter, you know, he was ducking all this time and now he's finally stepping up because he's trying to get money. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff out there, man. As a boxing fan, though, I just want to see the fight. Justin Hawkins, salute to you, bro. He said 1919, J-Hawk. That's what's up. So, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like something's going on behind the scenes, man. And they're not telling the boxing fans what's going on. I just can't wait. I mean, the moment I hear something about this fight, I'm definitely going to drop a video about it. You know, I'm not in any position to call nobody a liar. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if somebody's just lying. But I definitely think there's some stuff going on that we just, you know, they're not telling us. He says, I don't feel like no one is ducking, honestly. I just think it's the venue and date, like you say. Yeah, I got a big feeling that that's what it's about. And it has a lot to do with probably the money, too. You know, I think Errol Spence Jr. is really trying to make sure he maximizes his dollar when he comes into these fights. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he's trying to do, man. I mean, I don't blame him, man. Like, you see a lot of fighters, they don't manage their careers correctly. They don't get the bag. Like, bro, when I was at the Errol Spence Mikey Garcia fight, I had got a chance to have a short, brief conversation with the homie Kelly Pavlik, you know, former middleweight. I think he was the champion, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure how many time champion, but y'all know Kelly Pavlik, man. He the one who you know, had a pretty decent little career. He beat Jermaine Taylor twice, I think. And I was talking to him about it, and he just kind of very briefly explained to me how he wished that he would have, you know, somehow managed his money better, or not really managed it better, but would have gotten paid more. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when it comes down to Errol Spence Jr., I think he understands the magnitude of the sport and how the sport really doesn't care about you once you're gone. So I think Errol Spence just trying to make sure he maximizes his money. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what he's trying to do, man. And I can't blame him, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens, you fight, you know, 7 to 10, maybe 20 years. You get beat across your head, punished, you know, all this punishing training camps. And then, you know, once you out the sport, you just out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no 401ks, it ain't none of that stuff. So I can understand how these boxers are trying to make the most money. But, you know, it is what it is. He says, who do you think will win? I think Errol Spence will win. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your question, too. I think Errol Spence will win. Like I said, man, I see the way their styles mesh up, though. I think it'll be a good fight. I mean, I feel like Errol Spence has all the intangibles. He's athletically gifted enough. He has a good inside game. You know, he has a great stiff jab. He leads with the jab. You know, I just feel like Errol Spence has the ability to pretty much beat everybody at 147 pounds. But I just don't think it's like what people making it seem like. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the problem. I think a lot of people, they over-exaggerate sometimes when it comes down to calling these fights. You know what I'm saying? I think even with the Ugas fight, I'm pretty sure everybody thought Ugas won. I didn't. But I understand that Shawn Porter looked pretty bad in that fight. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely get the fact that he looked bad. And he definitely can't go in there against Errol Spence Jr. looking like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he will either, man. I think styles make fights. I feel like, you know, just his fighting style, man. I mean, I've seen too many different variations of Shawn Porter for it to just be an easy night for Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? But I think Errol Spence, either, if not a late stoppage, I think it'll be a 12-round, either unanimous decision or you know what I'm saying, or majority decision or something like that. Mr. De Niro, he says, Porter had absolutely no interest in fighting Spence until after the Mikey fight, and all of a sudden, he's starstruck and expecting EJ to jump when they say, get out of here. Yeah, I mean, you got a point. You know, you definitely got a point. I definitely agree with the part where you say that, you know, he wasn't really looking for it. But he even, in a past, he's even said that he know him and Errol Spence is going to cross paths one day. But you got to think, too, it had a lot to do with finances and risk level. So I think Shawn Porter was trying to make sure he maximizes his ability and, you know, to make money in his fight. So I think that had something to do with it. And then Errol Spence, he's fighting in front of 48,000 people, big stadium. I mean, the night was lit. I mean, if you was there, I think you said you was there, Mr. Deere, the night was lit. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, on that big stage, pay-per-view, you know, 375 to 400,000 buys. You have to understand why Porter would want to take that fight now. Like a lot of boxing fans know it, bro. Like when you see a fighter start to get bigger, their names start to be getting bigger. You know, they start to become a pay-per-view star. You're gonna start to see fighters want to step up and fight them, man. So I mean, I can't necessarily get too mad at Shawn Porter, but I understand when fighters get mad from that standpoint. They felt like, you know, he should have been stepped up and fought Errol, but you know, it is what it is, man. South side of Houston, he said, already. Hey, man, shout out to Houston, man. Everybody in Houston, all the brothers out there. Appreciate y'all, man. He says, Porter, more of a brawler than a boxer. He has great movement and a strong chin. Yeah, he's definitely more of a brawler. And you know what? You know what, JB? I think Shawn Porter is better when he does utilize that brawling style. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if he can use that brawler style, fine-tune his punch accuracy, because I don't think Shawn Porter is that accurate of a puncher, just being real. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he could be more accurate, man. But if he can fine-tune that accuracy, you know, that little ball thing that Lomachenko be punching on his head and shit, and he need to use that. And also, if he mix in a little bit of that footwork, if he showed that a little bit of footwork, moving around, don't let Spence lock in on him, then I think he'll have at least a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? D. Hodges, I see you. He says for as long as it lasts. Do you think Porter will at least get a couple rounds? Yeah, I mean, I think Shawn. I think it'll be a good fight, man. Like, I really do. I really do. Okay, there's a lot of times we look at one of the things I feel like a lot of us we miss when we call fights is that we like to always, rightfully so, look at their past few fights. You know what I'm saying? We look at their past fight, how they look. That's cool, but you have to understand. Like, and I was talking to this in the live stream a few weeks ago. You have to look at the person that they're going up against. A lot of time motivates them to have a better camp, to come out harder. Like, I'm pretty sure Shawn Porter didn't take the Ugas fight as seriously as he's gonna take the Spence fight. You know what I'm saying? Shawn Porter just had a kid. You know what I'm saying? He's a new dad now. He's probably enjoying, like, bro, I got 3 sons. You know what I'm saying? When you have a kid, bro, and you know what I'm saying, you have a new life that you got to look over, bro, it's a wonderful feeling, bro. Like, you live in life when you have a kid. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel. And maybe Shawn Porter was just living his best life at that time, man. And it was kind of hard to get up for a camp. You want to be home. You want to see your baby. You know what I'm saying? You want to see him try to walk. It's all that kind of stuff, man. So I'm pretty sure Shawn Porter is going to really get up for this fight. Okay? It's going to be similar to how he got up for the Thurman fight. It's going to be a good fight, man. You can bet your ass on that. He said Spence is strong, very precise body puncher. Nice jab, great speed, great footwork. Yeah, I agree with all those things. Hold on, my phone picking up my voice when I'm talking. It's thinking I'm asking it to do something. Do you think, hold on, what's the question? He says, would it be an upset if Porter win? No, absolutely it'd be an upset. I mean, it wouldn't be like a Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz type upset, but it'll be an upset. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people definitely, I'm pretty sure the odds at, Vegas, they'll have Spence up on the odds. But let's just say, for instance, hypothetically speaking, if Shawn Porter was to pull out the fight, I personally wouldn't feel like it was that big of an upset. I feel like, bro, it was a close fight. 2 great champions, 2 great warriors. They went in there and just the best man won. Rematch. Like, that's how I would feel. I wouldn't be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this bum just beat Errol Spence. Like, I wouldn't feel like that, bro, because I feel like Shawn Porter he's definitely experienced. You know what I'm saying? So if it goes to a brawl, it's going to be a knockout. It could be. Yeah, it definitely could be. I want to see Porter come in like he did versus fought Thurman, but a little better. Yeah, he's definitely going to have to fine-tune that, man. He's definitely going to have to fine-tune that versus Errol Spence. I mean, he's going to have to be sharp. And like I said, one of the main things that makes Errol Spence Jr. Such a talented fighter is that he's so persistent. He keeps the pressure and he keeps the same activity on you. Like, that's what you got to respect about the way Spence fight. He don't take rounds off and be chilling and bullshitting. Like, nah, bro. If he's in there, he's face to face with you. He's coming forward trying to hit you, and that makes it tough for a lot of fighters, bro. You know what I'm saying? Does he have probably the best resume ever right now? No. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of that has to do with, he's the boogeyman at 147. So he ain't he's not going to get all the fights that he probably desired. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people been ducking. Keith Thurman been ducking for like how long? You know what I'm saying? So he's not going to get all the fights he want. But I feel like now that he fought on pay-per-view, and once this Shawn Porter fight is made, if he can come out victorious and become unified 147-pounder, then, it'll be a good positive showing for Errol Spence in the future. So he'll be able to get a lot more better fights now. He says Klay Thompson and Danny Garcia are brothers. Back to regular scheduled program. Mr. De Niro up in here with the jokes, bro. Appreciate your jokes, man. Always keeping it live. He says Kenny would throw the towel in. Shawn Porter would get knocked out. Porter ain't knocking out Spence. I mean, that could be the case. I mean, it is what it is. We don't know. The only real thing that I'm saying when it comes down to Shawn Porter Errol Spence fight, and the point that I keep trying to make is that this fight, and y'all smash the like button too. Please give this live stream a thumbs up for your boy, man, just so we can chop it up and everybody else can see. But one of the things that I keep saying about Shawn Porter Errol Spence fight is that it's gonna be a good fight. Like, that's the thing I'm trying to tell everybody. I know there's a lot of Errol Spence fans that follow this channel. I get it. That'd be some of the most most popular videos that I have, and I go to some of the Errol Spence fights. But what I'm saying is that we can't underestimate the quality of this fight when it comes down to how these styles match up. I think it'll be a good fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I really think it'll be a good fight. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight will be Mayweather and Pac-Man. I don't think it'll be that level of hype. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys are what they would call Black Americans. I don't call us that, but usually when you have somewhat of a Black American fighter and a Mexican or or Caucasian American, when you have two different nationalities coming together for a fight, I think a lot of times that makes for a bigger fight. But the fact that both of these guys are brothers, it's gonna be a big fight. A lot of people want to see the fight, but it's not. I don't think it's gonna get to the level of a Pacquiao Mayweather, bro. Thurman versus Pacquiao. Who you got? Man, that's gonna be such a hard one for me to call, bro. Like, Thurman Pacquiao, it's gonna take me up until fight week in order for me to really pick a winner in this fight, bro. You know, I'm trying not to look at it biasly. I'm trying to look at that fight as unbiasedly as I possibly can. I'm trying to make sure I look at the ins, the outs. I want to look at every portion of this fight so I can make sure I call it correctly. I believe that Manny Pacquiao could beat Keith Thurman. I believe it. But when I use my brain and I use my logical thinking, my brain meets. I know Keith Thurman is younger. I know he's smart. I know he got a lot of power, and he's awkward. So I can't leave that off the table, bro. I got a good feeling that Keith Thurman might pull this fight out, and I wouldn't be surprised if he did. Okay? Now, I want Pacquiao to win. All right? I'm going to be rooting for Manny Pacquiao, but I think Keith Thurman might pull it out. But we'll see, man. I'm going to do some film study. I'm going to look at their last few fights, and we'll go from there, man. Brian Gaddy, much love to you. He says I got Pac-Man. He says I got Thurman, and then Wookie Wook says I got Pac-Man. So he said Thurman got y'all sleeping on him. I mean, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. I don't mind it. I mean, I understand how old Pacquiao is too, but I still feel like even at this age, I feel like Manny Pacquiao is a good fighter, bro. I still feel like he got power. He don't have the same legs that he had before, but he still got power. He still got hand speed. And Keith Thurman still hated to the body. All right, he don't like getting hit to the body. And he still looks like he might have some stamina issues, man. And I know Manny Pacquiao, he's a basketball player. He runs a lot. He's in great shape. He probably eats right. I mean, Manny Pacquiao, even at this age, may out-stamina Keith Thurman in this fight. Thurman will win split decision. Like, and I said it before in other videos. I feel like Keith Thurman tries hard to mask his fighting style as closely to Floyd Mayweather as he possibly can. Now, they don't fight similar, but I feel like in his mind he's gonna try to do something similar to what Mayweather did. Okay, I think Adrian Broner tried it. He failed. And I think his smarts, I think Keith Thurman's ring IQ is really going to help him in this fight, man. He's probably going to come out strong. This is what I anticipate. He's going to come out strong. He's going to come out swinging. He's going to move his feet, swing, really try to counter Manny Pacquiao. He's going to try to really win the fight in the early half, and then I think he's going to get on his bike and move around to the win. I think that's how he's going to do it, bro. You know, I really got a good feeling that's what's going to happen in this fight. You know what I'm saying? But, Keith Thurman, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Keith Thurman just ran off into the sunset after this fight, too. You know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman, boy, that boy going to disappear. He going to get up out of there, boy. He going to get that little Pacquiao check. Gone, son. Gone. He says, what is Shawn trying to imply? Keith Thurman gonna get killed? I don't know what you mean by that, bro. Mr. De Niro says, I hope Pac-Man win. Thurman's arrogance and pettiness make me want him to lose. His mouth is more skillful than his hands. I feel like Keith Thurman's, I feel like his trash talk to me is a bit fake. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Keith Thurman's trash talk is BS a lot of times. You know, for the fact how quiet he was over that 2-year span that he was absent, bro, and then he want to come back talking shit, bro. It's like, he, in my opinion, you know, if he's a real trash talker, like he's trying to make himself seem, he would have been talking trash the whole time we was pressing him about that Spence fight. Like, he was so quiet, bro. He wasn't saying nothing, bro. He was just gone overseas doing his thing. Like, I would have felt like he would have been bashing somebody. He would have came out and made some kind of statements on Instagram or said something, bro. He ain't say nothing. Like, yo, you gonna fight Errol Spence? We're not talking about Errol Spence right now. I'm like, God, nah. He said, hell yeah, just because he know he can't beat Spence. Yeah, I don't think he can beat Errol Spence, man. I don't think so. I feel like Errol Spence Jr., man, is definitely a top-tier fighter right now. He gives anybody problems, man. You know, that was one of the first things that Deontay Wilder told me at that Spence fight. He said, yeah, man, Errol Spence is he's the best at 147. That's what he told me. So, you know, I got to take it from the champ. He says, I really want to see Errol Spence beat Keith Thurman for real, for real. Mr. De Niro says he's a legend in his own mind only. Yeah, he has a little bit of delusionalness going on. I don't know if that's a word, but he's definitely delusional sometimes, man. It's like he has this thought process about himself that he's just way better than what he is. And it's just like, bro, I get it. You a good fighter, bro, but you ain't, you know, there's fighters out there in the welterweight division that we would like to see you fight that you have not fought yet. You know what I'm saying? That you've been ducking and dodging. And it's not, he's not what what he thinks he is in his brain. Warriors Boxing, appreciate you for coming through, man. Much appreciated. He says he got a whole philosophy behind all his ducks. He gets deep on it. Ducking is an art form. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And it's funny, too, because the sad part about it is that the fact that you say that he is an art to his ducking, it's almost like he's getting rewarded for that, too. Like, he has an art to his ducking, and then he gets rewarded for the art. So it's like, dang, brother, PBC hooking him up with a legendary fight like this after all that ducking, bro. Like, I mean, I guess he understands the game. I guess he understands the game. I got 35 people watching. I got 16 likes. Y'all must don't like gym boxing, man. I don't think y'all like gym boxing, man. Y'all just in here just watching, bro. You ain't smashing the like button. Help your boy out. Help your boy out. He says, do you think Shawn Porter fight Southpaw? Hold on, wait. Let me read that again. Do you think Shawn Porter going to fight Southpaw or the Orthodox? I don't know. Did Shawn Porter even really switch like that? I mean, I never really paid much attention to him switching his feet, but I don't think Shawn Porter switched to Southpaw that much, do he? Let me know. Educate me. Wookie Wook says, I like the setup, no lie. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm just trying to get better, bro. That's all. We just trying to get better. Just trying to keep getting better, man. So yeah, man. We just chopping up some boxing, man. We ain't talking about much. We just kicking it. Y'all hear? I'm gonna try to get to some fights this year, man. I hope I can get to some fights at the end of this year. I really want to get to Deontay Wilder fight, man. I'm probably Ortiz fight if it's this year, sometime in September. That'd be dope if I can go to his fight and then go to Spence fight. That'd be sweet. I'm trying to up the game, man. I'm trying to really step on the gas on this boxing stuff, bro. Like, I'm trying to really start pumping the content out a lot more. I'm trying to at least jump in the live stream once or twice a week. we're gonna try and push this thing. We're gonna try and start going to fights more often. We're gonna try and start some more business ventures. I'm gonna try and do all I can for the gym boxing family. He says Thurman is the kind of guy to duck anyone who can beat him and call himself the pound for pound king. Thurman and GGG should be banned from boxing. Those dudes duck without caring. He said them boys is master duckers. Oh shit, everybody, hold up. We got the homie Sir Geechee in the building. Hold on, everybody, hold on. Slow your roll. Sir Geechee Wrench Gang in the building there. Don't act up. The homie will hit you upside the head with a wrench. What up, man? Appreciate you for coming through the stream, bro. We just chopping it up, talking this boxing, man. We talking about how Keith Thurman and Triple G be ducking. He said them boys is world-class professional duckers. Nah, man, I don't like to get on Triple G too hard, man. But Triple G be ducking though. I gotta tell it like it is, man. He be ducking. And I got a feeling what happened with Triple G is I think after this, if he can get this third fight with Canelo, he's gonna retire. Mark my word. Triple G gonna hang up the gloves, y'all. He gonna hang it up. He gonna try and get maybe 15, 20 more million out of that fight, and then he gonna just start being a full-time promoter, bro. Trust me. He says Charlo is being ducked by Canelo and GGG. Yeah, I feel like him and Demetrius Andrade not getting the work they deserve, bro. I feel like they both should get a shot, but I don't know if they don't have the complexion for the protection. If you know what I mean. They not, they don't sell enough, I guess. So, I guess they're gonna do the Triple G versus Canelo 3, But anyway, man, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'll take either one of those fights, man. I'm ready to see Charlo really step up and fight somebody big, but man, they won't fight him. I would like to see Jamal Charlo really get in there, win, lose, or draw. I want to see him get in there versus one of the big name guys. Even let it be like a Billy Joe Saunders, or let him fight. Let him fight David Lemieux. Let him fight somebody. I just want to see. I want to see Jamal Charlo. I want to see them step up. I know who is Demetrius Andrade is about to fight Saluki, right? That's a decent fight, but he says I'm going for Shawn Porter. Keith is just trying to build up hype and confidence in himself. And then again, I never heard a boxer say that he's gonna lose a fight. You say you going for Shawn Porter versus Errol Spence? Is that what you're saying? D. Hodges, do you think Harrison really hurt? Well, they said he's hurt. I don't really have no reason really to believe he's not. But let's just say hypothetically, let's say he's not hurt. I can understand what he would be trying to do with that. You know what I'm saying? I really think he really don't like Jamel Charlo. I think they really hate each other deep down inside. And, he know how bad Jamel Charlo want to get his belt back, and I think this is his way. Could be a way of getting back at him, making him wait. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if that's the case, that's a little bit messed up. But I don't have no real suspicion to believe that he's not hurt. Oh, okay. So Grover Lipkins is picking Shawn Porter over Errol Spence. Hey, cool. BJ almost just subscribed. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I think Errol Spence should beat Shawn Porter, but I think the fight is a close fight. I think it's a 60-40 fight. You know what I'm saying? I think it is. One thing I will say is I feel like Shawn Porter don't necessarily get the respect he deserves for being the champion. He's been in the top 5 welterweights for like a long time. You know what I'm saying? He's been competing. I feel like Shawn Porter at 147 pounds has done more for the division than pretty much any other boxer. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like he do, bro. Shawn Porter, and this is not just trying to be a biased Shawn Porter fan, because I like Shawn Porter and Errol Spence. But I just feel like Shawn Porter has done more for the division than anybody at 147 pounds at the division. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily just resume all the way around, but let me see. Shawn Porter. All the notable names. I'm going to go back over them. Phil LaGreco, somebody that Errol Spence beat as well. Errol Spence stopped him though. Shawn Porter got UD. He UD'd him. Julio Diaz. Devin Alexander. This was before he was catching all those L's. He only had one loss at the time. He beat Paulie Malignaggi. He lost to Kell Brook in a close fight. You know what I'm saying? Fought Adrian Broner. Very close fight with Keith Thurman that could have been a draw, which probably should have been a draw. Andre Berto, Adrian Granados, Danny Garcia, and Yordenis Ugas. So this man fought a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? He fought a lot of people. You gotta show some kind of respect to him. He is the WBC champion. He won that fight fair and square. So you know, I feel like people be treating Shawn Porter like he's a contender or some shit. Like he's just some sort of some sort of journeyman bum type dude, but he not. I think Bud beats the truth. Higher boxing IQ, slicker, reach advantage, and no fear. Mikey went 12 rounds with Spence. What do you think Bud gonna do? I mean, let's talk about it. You know, let's talk about Errol Spence versus Crawford. You know, I feel like it's a close fight, bro. I'm telling you, it's a close fight. I think Bud Crawford is very, very, very skilled. I think it's a closer fight than a lot of people think, but I'm not necessarily mad at people for, hold on. Hey man, Wookie Wook be out there tripping on him, man. He talking about it's just the way Porter dresses, bro. And my boy be looking like a false prophet out that thing, doesn't he? Shawn Porter about to pass the collection plate on y'all ass. Nah, but we'll laugh at Shawn Porter in a second, man. Let's talk some Bud versus Spence, man. I think personally, bro, as much as I love Errol Spence Jr., I do still give Bud Crawford the edge in the skills department. You know what I'm saying? I give him the edge in the skills department. I think he is more skilled. I think he's definitely a little bit more experienced, okay? Athletic-wise, power-wise, I got to give it to Errol Spence, man. And not only that, but see, the reason that makes it a close fight is because Errol Spence can box, too. He has boxing skill, too. I just give the skills edge to Crawford. I think Crawford he's more slick, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to move. He kind of be moving like his movements to me a little bit looks like how Lennox Lewis used to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like that little, I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but it kind of looked like Lennox Lewis to me a little bit when he be doing that. But it's a good fight. It's a good fight. I don't think it's happening no time soon though. I thought maybe he would have been negotiating with him, but I feel like they're gonna make the Errol Spence versus Porter fight, and then he's gonna get some more fights at 147 pounds before they make that Bud fight. Mikey went 12 rounds because he was just trying to survive the fight. Yeah, I agree. Errol Spence Jr., I think he had a plan. And you know what? It's funny. I think Errol Spence might have watched my video too, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. He might watch my content because, in his interviews, he be saying a lot of stuff similar to what I be saying in my videos. You know what I'm saying? He might have saw it. I made that video about how he might outbox Mikey Garcia. And this was like maybe a month or two before his fight. And then sure enough, he came out there and tried to outbox him. You know what I'm saying? And then I made the video about the misconception. Errol Spence has a big misconception that he can't box. And I made a video that went viral about that. And I feel like right after that, in his interviews, he was saying a lot of shit like, oh, they just think I'm Margarito and I think I just come forward to use brute strength. And he said I wanted to show my boxing skills. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like these boxers be watching our content, man, and then based on what we're saying, then they try to move it and shake around it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, when you think about it, bro, boxing is a small community. All right, it's not huge like that. I mean, it's growing, but it's a small community. And when these videos pop and do 50, 60, 70,000 views, bro, you mean to tell me if Errol Spence scrolling on YouTube and see his name and picture, you don't think he gonna click on that bit? Yeah, he gonna click on it and watch it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they watch the content. But he says, what do Shawn Porter have to do in order to beat Errol Spence? Shawn Porter, in order to beat Errol Spence, for one, he's gonna have to have the best training camp he's ever had. He's gonna have to do a lot of road work. He's gonna have to do some good strength and conditioning. His eating is gonna have to be right. No bullshitting on the eating. I'm talking about the meal plan gonna have to be perfect. Now, when he get in the ring, Shawn Porter, he's gonna have to tap into that old style. I'm trying to tell you. I know he's been showing his boxing ability, his little sweet feet, and blah 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 blah. He's gonna have to really bulldoze or try to match Errol Spence's pressure. He's gonna have to that bulldog style, coming forward, swinging, ducking low. I mean, he's gonna have to do all of that, and then he's gonna have to get on his bike and move around. You know what I'm saying? And then he's gonna have to try and lunge in with it. He's gonna have to put together the complete performance in order to beat Errol Spence Jr. And that's a long shot, bro. That's a long shot. You know, I'm curious to see if Errol Spence will keep up his activity rate versus Shawn Porter, because Shawn Porter's style is weird. Like when he was fighting Mikey Garcia, he was able to get off so much punches because Mikey Garcia, you know, not the fastest footwork, not the fastest puncher. So Mikey Garcia was kind of there to fight with him. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a Mexican style kind of fight where nobody was really on their bike like that. I mean, from time to time, you would see Errol Spence move around, show a little lateral movement, but that's because he was trying to prove to everybody that he had that in him. You know what I'm saying? But with Shawn Porter, his style is different. He's like, he be fainting and he try to, you know, duck down and throw a jab, and he's try to lock, you know, he'll lock up and try to, if he gets you on the ropes, you know, he's gonna try to do that little. So, you know, Errol Spence, he might get a cut for the first time. I mean, you just never know, man. Like, it's so much different outcomes that can happen with this fight, and you better believe, bro, I'm gonna be on their head. You know what I'm saying? All the way up until this fight is done, I'm gonna be dropping content about this fight, man, because like this is a big fight for me. Like I really want to see this fight. This is gonna be one of the ones I try to go to, man. So I'm gonna try and nitpick this fight from every point. He says Shawn has no chance. No one does. He got a complete elite fighter with Errol. No one beating him. Trust me. Hey, I understand what you mean, bro. I get it. Like I'm trying to tell you, I'm definitely not opposed to the fact that Errol Spence Jr. most likely bulldozes a lot of these guys. I'm not, but I'm just saying, me as a boxing fan / analyst, I really like to look at how the styles mesh up before I just start blatantly saying somebody's gonna bulldoze. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I like to do. Spence is gonna toy with Porter, like I've said before. He's Roy Good. He got skills, speed, power, IQ, adapts most of all. Another thing too, man, like when it comes down to Errol Spence, y'all smash the like button too. I got 37 people in here, 26 likes. Let's get that up. If y'all haven't smashed it yet. Another thing with Errol Spence Jr. too is that he like I said in plenty of other videos, he keeps to the game plan. You know what I'm saying? He sticks to the game plan and he just keeps pressing and pressing. Now, I'm not necessarily sure at the elite level, maybe at higher weight classes, if that's a good idea, because I feel like sometimes if you're getting outboxed, you are going to have to switch up your game. You are going to have to make adjustments. But for right now, at 147 pounds, the way he keeps his foot on the pedal and keeps pressing the game plan, no matter how the fight is looking, you got to appreciate that. You know, and plus he showed the world that he can box too. So, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, I'm just optimistic that we're gonna get this fight. I'm optimistic that it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? He says, I see Spence keeping Shawn at a distance, boxing from the outside, and if Porter comes in, he will counter him all night. You think so? I'm not too sure if Errol Spence fights like that though. I mean, I'm sure he can. The way I see Errol Spence fighting is that he usually stays in the middle of the ring. Usually, he presses forward when the opportunity presents itself, and when you trying to attack Spence back, he's very good defensively. And then he start coming again. Like you don't see Spence like moving around, moving around the ring all night. You know what I'm saying? He'll stand his ground and he'll try to trade blows with you. You know what I'm saying? He'll jab him. He'll jab him. He'll jab him. He'll stay there. He'll block punches. You know what I'm saying? He'll lock with you. You know, push you back, try to get you against the ropes and go to the body and go upstairs. It's not too much. Bouncing around from Errol Spence. You don't really get all that. You don't really get him footwork and shit. He's kind of planted, ready to exchange all the time, bro. Oh yeah, don't let me forget uppercuts too. If Spence gets cut, it's because of headbutt and Porter bites him with the gator mouth. Hey man, y'all gotta get off Shawn Porter's grill, man. Y'all gotta get off Shawn Porter's grill, man. He said Shawn Porter got the Shawn Porter gonna bite the boy. He gonna hit him with the Mike Tyson and that. But he says ask Floyd who can beat Errol. Nah, yeah, I mean Errol Spence did give him some of that good sparring work though. But sparring is sparring. I know I talk about sparring. I made a video about sparring, but sparring is sparring, man. It's a different thing under the bright lights. He said Spence can fight. He can fight Porter and Crawford this year. Hey, Black Unity, appreciate you for coming through, man. I don't think I've seen you through here before, man. But much love to you. That can happen. I don't necessarily think the Crawford fight gonna happen though, as much as I would like to see it. I think the Crawford fight might end up rolling into 2020. To be totally honest, maybe the end of 2020. But I definitely think they're gonna try to at least get not only Errol Spence to unify with one belt, with the WBC belt, but I think they also going to try to make a push at a fight for Errol Spence to face the winner out of Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman, because you remember Keith Thurman, as much as he's been ducking, he has been somewhat telling us around what year he's going to try and fight Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? We heard him say, I'm not fighting him this year. It's a comeback year. I got to get back. And then he tried to take the Manny Pacquiao fight, and then I think on that Speak for Yourself show, they was pressing him, hey, when you gonna fight Spence? When you gonna fight Spence? And he was just like, and then he said probably 2020. So if Errol Spence Jr. fights Shawn Porter this year, and then maybe after that, right now, he's probably gonna fight him at the end of the year, probably somewhat of a tune-up, early 2020, maybe March, and then probably they can get that Thurman fight by the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how it can happen. And then the Crawford fight, that shit might not happen till 2021, which kind of sucks because somebody might lose before then. But it is what it is. Black Unity says Spence is fundamental and to the point. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. A leaping tooth hook. Yeah, I'm kind of reading y'all comments late a little bit, man. I'm just kind of catching them as they scroll up, but. Damn, man. Yeah, Shawn Porter, bro, that boy is definitely hated by a lot of people, man. I'm not one of those, though. I like Shawn Porter. I respect him. Warriors Boxing says, I like Shawn Porter. He humble, but a beast in the ring. A-level fighter, but Errol Spence is elite, which is a different level. Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree with you. I definitely agree with that. Shawn Porter's problem to me is his size. He's too short. That's what's limiting, and that'll be one of the main reasons why I'm going to pick Errol Spence to win this fight, is because Shawn Porter is way too short, okay? He's way too short. He lunges in, it looks like it's hard for him to punch taller fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see some more of these comments while I'm still talking here. Spence could beat Porter and Thurman on the same night. Those dudes coward as fuck. Okay, cool. Crawford is gonna get all the belts. My phone keep thinking I'm saying Google. I just think because Porter will be trying to get on the inside and Spence, that he will have to keep him at a reach disadvantage like he did Mikey. Yeah, no, he's definitely gonna keep him back with the jab. Errol Spence has a good jab. He keep that jab out there. Well, he's a southpaw, so he keep that jab out there. And he got a stiff jab. T-Tone Toledo, appreciate you for coming through, always showing love. Don't always agree with me, but I appreciate that too. He says, do you believe the rumors they're talking about Canelo right now? What's the rumors? Fill me in, bro. Let me know what's the rumors about Canelo. And then I'll answer that question for you ASAP. if De La Hoya gets away from Errol, gonna fight Canelo next. Oh, my bad. If De La Hoya gets his way, Errol gonna fight Canelo next. I wouldn't mind seeing the Errol Spence versus Canelo versus Spence. But I just feel like as much as I want to see that fight, I feel like, Errol Spence should be trying to do a little bit more at 147 pounds first. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, Tito Toledo says Spence fight Canelo next. So there's some rumors going on. But a lot of those rumors are stemming from the fact that Shawn Porter is, this whole Shawn Porter versus Errol, their negotiations is struggling so much. And I think that's where a lot of the speculation is coming from. And not only that, but we know Oscar De La Hoya mentioned it before that he would love to make a fight with Spence. $20 million was the number that I heard. So, I understand, but I still feel like with the whole fact that, Derek James said that Errol Spence signed the contract, means that this fight probably still will happen. And the only difference now is that it's gonna be probably later, probably difference in purse splits, probably pay-per-view. I think that's gonna be the switch up. Canelo should fight Charlo. He should. I feel like Canelo should fight Charlo, Demetrius Andrade. I feel like there's a couple more fights, that he should do. And I don't necessarily think Canelo should move to 168 pounds either. I think he's too short. I think he should go ahead and campaign at 160 for good. You know what I mean? He's going to clean up the other side of the street in one fight. Who we talking about here? I'm not sure. He says Oscar got the money and his brand trumps Porter's. No, absolutely. I think the fight with Errol Spence versus Canelo, I think that fight has the potential to probably be one of the biggest money fights in boxing right now, man. I really believe that'll be a big cash cow fight, and I don't necessarily blame Errol Spence for trying to make that fight if it happens, because not only that, Errol Spence could probably make upwards of 20 to 30 maybe $1 million for this fight. It's going to be a big fight. We just saw Errol Spence fight a Mexican that was smaller than him, moving up 2 weight classes, which a lot of people didn't even believe that that Mikey Garcia had a chance. And now, a lot of Mexican fans want to see Errol Spence move up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you beat Mikey, he was a lightweight, he moved up two weight classes, now you move up and fight Canelo. So there's a lot of Mexican fans that would love to see, including Tito Toledo, that would love to see Errol Spence move up and try to challenge the bigger Canelo Alvarez. I would like to see it because I'm just that confident in Errol Spence's ability. I feel like Errol Spence probably walks around at 170 pounds maybe. So I feel like that fight could happen. That'll be a good size matchup in that fight. The only difference is that Canelo Alvarez has been fighting at the higher weight classes. He's more acclimated to the division. Not only that, but he's a skilled fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he has the youth advantage over Errol Spence. So, I wouldn't mind seeing that fight. I really wouldn't mind seeing that fight. It'll be a big time, like Words Boxing said. Yes, 2 platform mega fight. We already saw when Canelo stepped in there with Mayweather. That was a big time fight. And, Errol Spence already made it clear that he's trying to, take a page out of Mayweather's book and fight, Mexicans and fight on Mexican holidays and stuff like that. So just imagine the magnitude of a fight with Canelo. Imagine that kind of fight, how much money Errol Spence can make off that fight. I definitely will be tuned in because, hell, you want to see what will happen. Errol Spence is taller than Canelo, at least by an inch, maybe 2. Not everybody, a lot of people, some select people already call him a weight bully. They already call Errol the weight bully Spence. So, if he moves up and he might be a little bit more comfortable at the higher weight classes, I don't see why they can't scrap it out. They say he spars with middleweights. They say he spars with light heavies. I don't know how true that is, but they say he began some work with bigger fighters, man. They say he hit like a light heavyweight. So Canelo has shown stamina issues. Errol Spence has showed stamina superiority. You know what I'm saying? He's shown that he can hang in there for a long time. So if that fight happens, I wouldn't be surprised. If it happens, I'll be tuned in. I'll be happy. I feel like although he do have more work to do at 147 pounds, you got to understand Errol Spence Jr. is not only a star, but he's a rising star. He's getting bigger. He's getting bigger and bigger. A lot of people starting to know who he is now. So, he's on ESPN and all that good shit. Let me read some of these comments. Mr. De Niro says Spence KO Cinnamon in 8 or less. And see, you know what, Mr. De Niro? That's a good point you made there. It's because of that reason right there why I feel like this fight will be that big. Because although I feel like the majority of people feel like Errol Spence he'll get his ass handed to him. He'll catch an L fighting Canelo. There's still a very diverse crowd that feel like Errol Spence will win. You see what I'm saying? I think that right there, in and of itself, would make that fight, so significant. It'll make the build up to that fight so significant. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it'll be a big fight, man. I feel like it will. I feel like it'll be a good fight. I'm gonna answer some more questions too, y'all. We probably got about maybe 15 more minutes, man. I'm gonna answer some of y'all questions, and then I got a hot date. Y'all know I got a hot date, man. When you got a young, beautiful lady, man, you wanna get up off the stream, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get to work. T-Tone Toledo says, would you put 50 on it? You talk about Mr. De Niro? T-Tone Toledo? Terrell Miles or Terrell Miles? He says, I will not go against the grain on that one. Go against the grain, in other words, I'm not sure what you mean. You mean you'll probably fill me in, bro. I'm not sure what you mean. Mr. De Niro says Cinnamon has no stamina after 5 rounds. Yeah, Canelo do have stamina issues, and we have seen Errol Spence Jr. have stamina superiority. Okay, he definitely can. He's energize a bunny in that ring. He's young. He's strong. I know Canelo's younger, but oh, he says no to you, Canelo versus Spence. Well, I'm not necessarily a betting man, but if I had to bet my money, yeah, I would bet it on Spence. I would. Like I said, I'm very confident in Errol Spence's ability to go out there and get the job done. But you just never know. Oh, okay, Spence all day. So he said he gonna rock with Spence regardless. Yeah, I feel you, man. And that's kind of how I would be too. I would definitely try to really watch both fighters, analyze, do some film study before I make a firm decision. But I definitely will be rooting for Errol Spence for sure. You know what I'm saying? I root for the people that I want to root for. That's just how it is. A lot of times I root for my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I happen to root for Manny Pacquiao. Or it all depends. He says when you fight the best in the world, you will get tired, but win. True. I feel you. I see what you're saying. Christopher Russell, that jab won't be enough. Oh, you talking about Errol Spence versus Canelo? You think he'll have to use the jab and go to the body? I think that's what he means. He says drowning with body shots. But see, that's the thing too, man. I'm not too necessarily sure. I don't know. I'm not saying anything against him, but I'm not necessarily sure how Errol Spence deals with those body shots from Canelo too. That's the thing. I know Errol Spence is one of the best body punchers in the game, and you can bet your ass he gonna go to the body if he was to fight Canelo. But Canelo Alvarez has one of the best body attack in the sport of boxing too. So I have to give him that respect. He got some of the vicious left hooks I've ever seen, and I'm not too necessarily sure how Errol Spence would take them body shots too. So when you're dealing with moving up in weight classes, that's something you have to really consider. You got to think about that. Like we say, a good big man beat a big little man. I mean, a good little man any day. So, It really all just depends on how Errol Spence acclimates to the division. If he's able to put on a lot more muscle for that fight, you know, like, I mean, bro, it's so many aspects, so many different ways you can look at this thing, man. You know. But if you haven't yet hit the thumbs up, hit that thumbs up for your boy if you haven't did it yet. He says Spence will have faster hand. Hold on, did I read Warriors box? He says I'm gonna clean up on that fight. Spence is the underdog overall, but I bet De La Hoya money will be on Errol on the low. He gonna be secretly betting on Errol, huh? Spence will have faster hands and feet. Canelo will get tired. Yeah, I agree. I think Canelo will get tired, especially fighting against a live dog like Errol Spence. He's gonna get tired. Errol Spence, he's fights completely different than Daniel Jacobs did. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that big of a Daniel Jacobs fan. I'm sorry. You know, I've said it on plenty of my videos, man. When it come down to Daniel Jacobs, I've always respected him as a person. I have a lot of respect for Daniel Jacobs. You know, just as a person, as a man, how he carries himself, very professional. You know, he has decent skills, but I was just never sold on him like that. I never thought he was elite like that. You know, I thought when he signed that deal with HBO, I think he had like a 6-fight deal. You know, and, you know, I feel like they felt like they could market him well, and he was a very clean-cut dude that had some skills, but I just didn't feel like he was that elite. You know, I just knew Canelo would beat him. Seth Miller, I got your comment. He says, GGG went to the body. The first fight still wasn't enough to take him out. Doubt Errol's will do much better considering GGG hits harder, but that's my opinion. Yeah, man, you can have your opinion. GGG is definitely a harder hitter, but I just feel like Errol Spence Jr.'s body attack is much more active. Like I feel like he's like GGG. There's few and far between. I know he has great pressure. He puts the pressure on, but GGG, I feel like his attack is more athletic than Triple G's, if that makes sense. You know, like I like to look at when he fought Chris Van Heerden. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chris Van Heerden for even taking that fight. You know, he hung in there like a champ, like a real warrior. But when I look at the way Errol Spence dismantled that dude, and you see how athletic those body punches was and that jab to the solar plex, man, like I feel like Spence's body attack is just more athletic than Triple G. So yes, I believe he can hurt Canelo, especially when Canelo get tired, because Canelo going to get tired. Okay, regardless how you like it, he's going to gas out. And Errol Spence he gets stronger as the fight goes on, man. So I feel like, you know, Errol Spence might have the advantage in that department when it comes down to that. But we'll see. You know, we'll see how I'm not sold on how Errol Spence is gonna take Canelo's body shots either. See, and Warriors boxing says they both a body snatcher, but Errol hits harder and faster. So you're gonna have some people that believe that Errol Spence hit harder, and then you got some people that believe, you know, Canelo hits harder. So it is what it is, man. I just really think the Shawn Porter fight is going to be made now. I think that's the fight that's going to be probably announced officially, you know, coming up here soon. And I'm definitely going to be on it, man. So as soon as I hear something about it, we're going to make a video about it. Am I live right here too? Hold on, let me see. Oh, yeah, I'm still here. He says, at least from looking at both fighters. Oh, okay, I see what I mean. Canelo has way more defensive experience than Spence. I guess, man, I guess. I do see Canelo look like he tried to take some of that slick boxer style after he lost to Mayweather. I see that. You know, he tried to do that in the first Triple G fight. He tried to use a lot of upper body movement and stuff like that. So, I mean, I see what you mean there. I'm going to answer a few more of these questions, man. I'm going to shut it down. And I'll probably see y'all boys tomorrow. Porter would train for those body punches thrown by Spence. Yeah, he's going to train. Like, that's the thing, man. Like, Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter, man, they train. You know, Kenny Porter going to make his son train, bro. He might even overtrain himself for this fight. But he definitely going to train, you know, train very well for this fight. And, you know, I'm just hyped to see it, man. So, Christopher Russell, I agree with you. He said Spence won't have to cut all that weight. He looked healthier and meaner. And that's another thing too. I know Errol Spence always makes weight. He's a professional champion. He always makes weight. But boy, I gotta tell you, at that Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia weigh-in, Errol Spence did not look happy about all that weight he had to drop. I mean, he looked frustrated. He looked aggravated. You know, he looked just didn't look like he liked dropping so low, man. So it is what it is, man. But anyway, this your boy Get a Mic. I ain't gonna stay on here too much more longer. I really appreciate everybody for joining me in the live stream. I don't do a lot of live streams. I don't really like doing live streams like that, just cause, you know, talking for an hour, I don't really all the time feel like talking that much, bro. I'm not that kind of a out in the open kind of guy where I just feel like always being in front of everybody. But you know, I try to get on here every now and again when it's worth it, man. And I appreciate everybody that come through and show love anyway, man. But we're gonna get up out of here. Like I said, I got a hot date. Can't wait to get to it. And that's it, man. Justin Hawks said, looking forward to more coming from Gym Boxing. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. I'm gonna keep trying to work. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all support these videos, man, and hit the like button and comment and all that. That stuff get me fired up. And I'm gonna keep pumping out this content for y'all, man. So much love, peace, blessings to all the brothers and sisters that support the channel. This your boy Get a Mic. This is Gym Boxing, and I'm out. Peace.